You know, so many of you are worried about the spreading of measles, and the outbreak has reignited the debate about whether or not parents should vaccinate their kids. For the first time, the group Autism Speaks is commenting on this controversy and stressing parents should vaccinate their kids. The group's chief science officer released a statement last week that reads, "Over the last 2 decades, extensive research has asked whether there is any link between childhood vaccinations and autism. The results of this research are clear. Vaccines do not cause autism. We urge that all children be fully vaccinated." Well, let's bring in Dr. Sujatha Reddy. Hi, good morning to you. Always great to have you. I say that this is groundbreaking because it's the first time they've spoken on this, but I've also spoken to parents that say, I would rather my child get the measles than get the vaccine. How do you reach parents that feel so strongly about this regardless of science?
Yeah, that's a hard one because the science is clear. Vaccines are safe. The CDC, the World Health Organization, your own personal pediatrician and physicians are all going to recommend vaccines for the most part because they are very safe. But this is a very emotional topic, and we see that when these outbreaks occur. But there is no question, the science is clear. Vaccines are safe.
Well, there are a lot of questions now as to what to do that there is the outbreak because people have not vaccinated. So we have some questions from parents. A big one being, if their children are younger than a year old, what do we do? Because we can't vaccinate them, or can we? Is there a risk if we do that early?
So you can vaccinate them early, and actually if you're going to be traveling abroad, often pediatricians will recommend a vaccinated child that's under 1 year of age, which is where we typically give the first MMR. But the best way to protect them is to surround these under 1 year old children by people and everyone around them that's been vaccinated. But if you are traveling or there are circumstances you can vaccinate a child under 1, the thing is a vaccine immunity may not last that long, which is why we typically don't do it.
And the big question for adults, should I be vaccinated? Even if I was when I was a kid, how do we know if I should get it again?
Yeah, actually, that's a great question. So if you were born after 1956, you probably did not get the measles. Before 1956, virtually everybody got it. But if you were born after 56, the CDC actually recommends adults do get a dose of MMR. And in certain circumstances, you may need 2 doses. If you're like in healthcare, or if you happen to live or work in a school, or a dorm or a trade school, something like that, or travel a lot, you may need a second dose. So yes, some adults should think about getting the MMR. The best way to do that is talk to your healthcare provider.
Interesting. You know, I spoke to a mom on Friday who said, I have a 12-week-old. I am going back to work. The baby has to go to daycare. What am I supposed to do? I live in Chicago, where we just heard 5 kids were diagnosed with measles at a daycare. What's she to do?
So the best thing she can do is obviously make sure in that daycare, everyone that's taking care of her infant child is going to be vaccinated. Also find out, do the other children in this daycare that are over 1, is it required by the daycare that they be vaccinated? The best way to protect these children under 1, people who are too ill or have a compromised immune system to get the vaccine, is surround them with people that are protected and vaccinated, so-called herd immunity, which we're seeing is waxing and waning because the percent of people that are getting vaccinated is dropping. To achieve safety, we have to have rates between 90 and 95%, and we just don't have that anymore in certain states.
And you were saying in California and Colorado, it's something like 70%. So obviously something in a debate that will continue, but we appreciate your insight, Dr. Sujatha Reddy. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.